What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today I'm doing a deck profile on Zacian V Box from Sword and Shield Standard format. This is a newer deck that I've been testing with for Sword and Shield Standard. I haven't got any games up on the channel with it yet, but there will be soon. And I've seen a lot of Zacian decks from Japan, and if you have seen my video on my own Zacian ADP variant, I did post that about 2 weeks ago, but I've changed that list a lot, and I've changed from Japan lists that I've seen that influenced this deck. So yeah, I've got some kind of unique counts and ideas with this deck, but it works really, really well. It feels like this deck does a lot of stuff, and I haven't included the Minchino line that I've seen in some decks because I just didn't feel like that fit. So let's start out with the main Pokemon of the deck, Zacian V. Zacian has 220 HP, metal type of course, and its ability allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If there are any metal energy there, you can attach them to Zacian, and then draw the rest of the 3 cards. So you can, and then of course, and then end your turn. That's a big part of the ability. So this is great going turn 0. I think this will be played in non-metal decks just as a draw 3 to end your turn. It's kind of like a Tropical Beach or a Player Ceremony that's buffed a little on Pokemon. So it could be just a draw 3 end your turn, but it also can accelerate energy, especially if you can fix your top deck to have a metal energy on it. And then its attack does 230 damage for 3 metal energy, and then Zacian can't attack next turn, but of course you can just get rid of that effect with switching or whatever. So, huge damage output from this Pokemon, and also its ability is ridiculous because it has energy acceleration and draw at the same time. Next we've got one Zamazenta V. So Zamazenta V is a little weaker, but also situationally stronger. Its ability is kind of like a wall ability that we've seen plenty of in the past, but first it has 230 HP. But its ability stops all damage from attacks from VMAX Pokemon done to Zamazenta V. So if your opponent's main focus is V Pokemon, like Snorlax VMAX, you can just send this boy out. And then its attack for Metal Colorless does 130 and discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So Zamazenta situationally really good versus VMAX, but it also just does not do a ton of damage. Next we've got one Arceus Dialga Palkia tag team. So this is, I only have one in here because I just want it for specific matchups. So I really want it for single prize matchups. So we can use its Altered Creation GX attack if it has Metal Water on. For the rest of the game, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage. And they also get, when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from those attacks, take 1 more prize card. So this is really good versus single prize decks because you're originally trading unfavorably, doing this huge 230 attack, or maybe using one of your other attacks just to take 1 prize card. But with Altered Creation's buff, you're taking 2 prize cards. It could also be good if you need to reach for extra damage in a matchup, like in the Pikarom matchup. Pikarom has 240 HP, but is resistant to metal. So the 230 from Zacian plus the 30 from Altered Creation equals 260, minus the 20 from Resistance on Pikarom, that's 240. But I do like our next Pokemon's GX attack better versus Pikarom, which is Lucario and Melmetal Tag Team GX. So 260 HP, of course, the tag team, so it is rewarding 3 prizes, just like Arceus Dialga Palkia. And its first attack is, sorry, I can't get a good lighting on this card because of the coloring. So Steel Fist, search your deck for a Metal Energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. That costs 2 colorless and does 50 damage. Heavy Impact for 2 metal and 2 colorless does 150 damage. And then its GX attack is where it really shines. Full Metal Wall for a colorless For the rest of this game, your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. And then, if you have at least one extra energy attached to it, discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So, if your opponent knows you have this card in your deck, or in your hand, or on your bench, then that might stop them, like in the Pika-Rom matchup again, from going full Blitz and just putting it all on the active Pika-Rom, because then you could just Full Metal Wall the energy away. Also, in maybe an ADP matchup, it might make them more weary of where they put the energy from ADP. From the first attack Ultimate Ray, which is 150, search your deck for up to 3 basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So I think Full Metal Wall GX is a really great threat to have around. So I only have one of each of these tag teams in the deck at the moment. I would like to fit a second Lucario Melmetal in just for prizing purposes. I don't ever want to use 2, I don't think, in a game, but there are matchups where I want it, and there are matchups where I want ADP. I think I can do without the ADP if it's prized, but like I said, in the Pika-Rom matchup, or maybe even a Mewtwo tag team matchup where there's a big threat with a lot of energy, I just want to get the energy off and stall for a turn and also reduce damage done to my Pokemon. The Lucario Melmetal is pretty important, so I might want a second one just for in case I prize it. Next, we have a Keldeo Gx. I'm just going to put it here so all of the one-of attackers are in a line. So Keldeo Gx has the Pure Heart ability. Prevent all effects of damage, prevents all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon GX or EX. And then it has the Sonic Edge, Water Colorless 110. It goes through effects, and Resolute Blade, Water Colorless 50 for every bench Pokemon your opponent has. So this is nothing too crazy anymore, really, since V Pokemon are going to be out, and it doesn't wall off V Pokemon, just walls off GX and EX. But it is good versus Fire Pokemon, since Zacian and Melmetal and Zamazenta are all weak to Fire. And potentially could be good versus Guardian, since Guardian is all GX. It could be good versus Mewtwo, since Mewtwo is all GX. It could be good versus Ability Zard if they're mostly all GX. So it does still have its uses in particular matchups. That's why there's only one, and since we're running water energy anyway for the ADP, I think it makes sense to throw in a Keldeo. So that's it for the attackers. We got the 3 Zacian V, which are our main attackers, and then the one-ofs down here. Then we've got 3 Jirachi with Stellar Wish, 1 Dedenne GX, and 1 Oranguru for support. So the Oranguru is really cool. Once during your turn, you may take your you may take a card from your hand, draw the top card of your deck, and then replace that card on top. I'm not specifically sure how it reads. I forget. This is a Japanese translation. I forget how exactly it translates, but that's what it does. So you replace a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. So essentially, you draw a card and replace a card. And that's it for Pokemon. So going into the trainers. Oh, and of course this is here, like I mentioned earlier, because Zacian V looks at the top 3 and it can attach any metals. So if you have a metal in your hand, you can replace a metal to purposely accelerate an energy. So going on to trainers, we've got 4 Quick Ball, discard a card, search or a basic, pretty self-explanatory. Quick Ball is really good. 4 Custom Catcher, again, pretty self-explanatory. It's a gust effect, and if you're using ADP, then you want to target specific things like double the Dedenne to just win the game off of that. But you are doing a ton of damage with Zacian, so targeting things and swinging for 230 is really good. Then we've got 4 Metal Saucer, which is pretty much Dark Patch, Aqua Patch, any of the patches, but it's for metal Pokemon this time. So it's you may attach or play this card, attach a metal energy from your discard pile to one of your benched metal Pokemon. Then allow 4 of. We got 4 Switch. Switching is important since we have Jirachi, we have alternating attackers depending on the situation, and Zacian V's attack says it can't attack next turn, so being able to switch is important there. Next, we've got 2 Tag Call. Put that right there. So tag call, search your deck for up to 2 tag team cards. So that's a tag team Pokemon or tag team supporter. We're playing 2 Malolana, which is switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. And you can discard 2 cards from your hand to heal 120 as well. Then we've got 2 Guzmahala, which is search your deck for a stadium card. Let me fix the light on these supporters. Search your deck for a stadium card. You may discard 2 other cards from your hand. If you do, sorry, I'm just trying to get the glare off of the supporters there. I just have some glare on Guzmahala. Sorry about that, guys. When you play this card, discard 2 other cards from your hand. If you do, you may also search for a Pokemon tool and special energy cards. Or sorry, a Pokemon tool and a special energy card. So sorry, the light was distracting me. So discard 2 cards from your hand. You search for a stadium, a tool, and a special energy. And once the whole deck is laid out, you'll see that's very good and really good for consistency. Just getting the tool you want and an energy attachment guaranteed for turn. And then also for tag team supporters, we got 1 Cynthia Caitlyn. And then rounding out the supporters, we've got 2 regular Cynthia, shuffle, draw 6, and we've got 2 of the new Marnie card, which is you and your opponent both take your hand and shuffle it into your deck. Let's see if I can get that glare. Sorry, guys. The glare is going to be bothering me the whole video. So Marnie is both players take their hand, shuffle it, put it at the bottom of their deck, and then you draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4. Okay, that might just have to do for now. So Marnie's good. It's kind of like a mini reset stamp, mini judge, mini end. It's kind of like all of those cards. And then we've got just 2 Viridian Forest for Stadium. Chaotic Swell is also a consideration. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all these 4 ofs right here. And then I'm going to slide these trainers over here. Sorry guys, just a little impromptu layout change here. And then we'll just put the light back to where it was, and then you can see everything great. There you go. Okay. So Viridian Forest is good just to, again, guarantee an energy attachment just like Guzmahala does. And it also allows you to discard cards, and discarding metal energy is important because of your metal patches or your metal saucers. I've just been calling them metal patch. And I'll just stick up this quick ball here, so if you guys take a picture, you can see what card that is. Okay. Continuing on with the trainers, we've got 2 Escape Board and 2 Metal Frying Pan. Metal Frying Pan's great because it means your metal Pokemon resist an extra 30 damage from attacks, and they also have no weakness. Escape Board is good because we're playing Jirachi. And then our 1-ofs are a Reset Stamp, a Great Catcher, and an Energy Switch. Again, the light is bothering me, but it's just for that small patch of cards, so we should be fine. And then finishing it up here with the energies, we've got 8 Metal Energy, 2 Water, and 2 Aurora Energy, which if you don't know what they do yet, the Aurora Energy is a Rainbow Energy, but instead of placing a damage counter when you attach, you discard a card from your hand. So again, discarding can be good in this deck. And that's the whole Zacian V kind of box deck. So I have all these 1-of attackers here that can back up Zacian V. Like I said, the Lucario Melmetal I would like a second of, just because I feel like that GX attack is so definitive in specific matchups. But the others I think I'm okay with just having 1-ofs. And the engine has been pretty consistent. Like I said at the beginning, I've seen lists playing them in Chino line. Like I think there was a 3-3 line from the Champions League in one of the decks, but I've just been doing like an amazing amount of actions with this deck per turn, so I've really been liking it. Like multiple Jirachis, you got your Metal Saucer, Quick Ball, Viridian Fur card, you can Guzmahala for 3 specific cards, Tag Call for specific cards to search them out, then you got your custom catchers and your Great Catcher, you can Energy Switch, like a lot of options per turn, and potential things you can do. Even Aranguru offers like a last minute, like last resort draw off the top of your deck, or replacing with this. Sometimes you just end your turn with Zacian's ability if you didn't get what you need and you just need to draw 3 more cards. And the deck seems pretty versatile so far as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile for Zacian V-Box. Like I said, I've really been enjoying the deck. It's fun to play, it's versatile, and I think it's only going to get better from here. And at the moment, this is my favorite way to play ADP after Sword and Shield. Be sure to check out my sponsors, PotownStore.com. You can use code Celio for 5% off there. And also FlipsideGaming.com. You can use code Celio, all caps, for 10% off there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.